Colts thrilling victory, 1-point victory, 25-24 in this game. Top 5 graded Indianapolis Colts. Edge rusher Tyquan Lewis at the top of the list with a 92.3. Tight end Andrew Ogletree with an 84.7. Center Danny Pinner with an 82.6. Defensive tackle DeForest Buckner with an 82.2. Offensive tackle Bernard Ryman with an 81.8, and then Anthony Richardson is 79.3. Richardson playing well over the last 3 weeks, Dalton. Just saying.
Reasonably.
Playing well over the last 3 weeks. On New England side of things, tight end Austin Hooper, 81.8. Cornerback Christian Gonzalez, an 80.2. Cornerback Marcus Jones, a 77.2. Cornerback Alex Austin, a 77.1. Linebacker Christian Ellis rounding things out at number 5 with a 69.8. Quarterback Drake May, a 76.0. Stat that told the story, Dalton. What do we got?
Okay, coulda, woulda, shoulda is always dangerous, right? But
Yep.
New England should have won this game. I don't have any two bones about saying that. They went 2 for 6 in the red zone. That's a big part of it. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, a missed field goal from, I think it was 25 or 27 yards. A Drake May interception that really wasn't his fault. It went off the hands, I think, of Hunter Henry right in the middle of the field. It was a deflection, and it got picked off. There was early in the game where they had 2 straight holdings when they were down in the red zone that took them out of really touchdown range. I mean, I just think the Patriots missed a lot of opportunities against a Colts defense that hasn't played well most of the year and didn't in this game despite the score and the win and everything. The other one, too, is they got the ball with a 7-point lead with 8 minutes left, and they went 3 and out, and there was really just no – even when they had run the ball reasonably well all day, it was run, pass, and it was 3 and out, and they gave Richardson the ball back with a chance to win it or make a decision to win it, and then did win it. You know, you're going to talk about Shane Steichen here, but I really think the Patriots should have won this game. I thought Drake May played well. They ran for 200 yards, which might even be a season high for them. I don't remember them running for 200 yards all season. But this is how the bad teams stay bad, is you lose games like this and you don't take advantage of your opportunities. And the Colts did take advantage of the slight window that they had to win this game. Props to them for playing well in the fourth quarter. But I think if New England's got to be looking at this game going, man, we should have won it. We left way too much on the field and on the board to lose this game. They could have easily scored 38, 42 points in this game, and they just didn't execute down in the red zone.
Yeah, well, and the reason why they didn't win the game is my stat that told the story, and it was the end-of-game sequence, the last drive from Shane Steichen, including the decision to go for 2 and win it. When you look at this 9th drive that they had here, this was a 19-play, 80-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock for the Indianapolis Colts to get in the end zone, and then the decision to go for 2. I absolutely love it. Steichen put the ball in Anthony Richardson's hands, and Anthony Richardson had an 80.3 overall passing grade on that 9th drive. Now, it's not like every single pass was perfect, but he did what he needed to do to drive the ball down there. He had 2 big-time throws on that drive specifically on the last drive to get them into the end zone there. So, just overall, to me, this was truly the stat that told the story, not for this one, but also moving forward. He put the ball in Anthony Richardson's hands to go win the game, and it was a beautiful, long drive for them, 80 yards, 19 plays, massive time on the clock. They totally ate everything up. And then at the very end, hey, let's go for 2. Let's do it. We got 1 play, believes in his guys, again, puts the ball in Richardson's hands, and it was a massive win. This was huge for the vibes. This is a big-time vibes win, in my opinion. So the way that he called this last drive, the trust that he showed in Anthony Richardson, that to me is the stat that told the story. And honestly, just Richardson overall, how impressed I have been with him over the last 3 weeks. Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young building up cases to say, bench your young quarterback, because when they come back after they are benched, they play a lot better. Even I know Will Levis didn't technically get benched, but Will Levis missed some time due to injury. He watched somebody else play quarterback. He got to sit back there. And Will Levis has even played better as of late. And so we're building up some cases here with young quarterbacks getting benched, us not giving up on them, and them coming back and playing.
I mean, maybe you're just building the case that these young quarterbacks are still young.
Oh,
right?
Wow. What an incredible concept that gets lost on what feels like everyone.
Imagine them not just walking in like Andrew Luck or C.J. Stroud and lighting the league on fire. Imagine that, right?
The exception. It's not the standard.
Imagine,
it's the exception.
Exactly. Imagine it just taking a minute. I remember it took Eli Manning, 3 years to really get right? 3.5. I mean,
Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his first year,
that
right?
That's the classic one. I mean, Josh Allen had 2 years where he was relatively bad, right? Like this is the argument of what player development, right? Doesn't that still matter? But no, Richardson. I think what you like about the 2 wins they've had recently is you mentioned it. Adversity in the fourth quarter, they were behind. They had an opportunity, and they struck, right? And both times, I think, interestingly, you're seeing Shane Steichen getting a rhythm of Richardson using his legs, especially down on the goal line. We see it every week with Josh Allen, the threat that can be. He's starting to get there with Richardson, and it certainly helps to have big Quentin Nelson pulling in front of him.
Oh, what an awesome play there for him.
Yeah,
to pave the way.
Oh, he was doing it all day. Quentin Nelson, he wasn't in that. He was, I think, just barely outside of that top 5, but he was terrific in this game too. I'm going to look at the other quarterback. Actually, I thought Drake May was really good in this game. 24 for 30, 238 and a touchdown. That touchdown was his big-time throw on the corner route to Austin Hooper. I thought just a terrific throw. 5 more carries for 59 yards. 76th grade. You got to think about him putting up a 76th grade. I don't care who the defense is. If he has grades like that in any given game with the Patriots situation when his 2 best targets are Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry and they're last in the league in pass protection, Drake May is the guy. I don't see any question. I know we've had debates all year about should he play, is he going to get hurt, this and that, the other thing. He's every week getting more in rhythm of this offense. And this was actually, I would say, a less flashy start, and I'm almost encouraged by that because it's not all the improv and sometimes the nonsense you can get late in the play. He played in rhythm in this game. He was really good. Again, the interception really wasn't his fault. The ball was a little out in front of Hunter Henry, but it wasn't turnover worthy. He was just really solid. And New England, again, should have won this game, and Drake May is the biggest reason for it.
Jonathan Taylor, getting worried. Getting worried about him.
Can I tell you something? Remember before I told you the last 5 weeks about Aaron Jones being the 2nd lowest graded back in the league?
Oh, Jonathan Taylor's the lowest?
Yeah.
He doesn't look right, man.
Something's off.
He doesn't look like he's got juice. He's way too young. I know he's got all sorts of, the mileage from his days when he was at Wisconsin, and obviously like they've used him a ton during his time in Indianapolis. But man, I didn't think we were ready for drop off. I can't believe that we're already here with the drop off with Jonathan Taylor. But he doesn't look right this year. I know he's dealt with some injuries.
Do we think he's playing through something? And they're just not saying. I know they're supposed to say, but I mean,
at this point, because it looks like he just doesn't have the same juice. So he's my most disappointing because this is it's becoming more of Anthony Richardson's offense that has to be on his shoulders if they don't believe that Jonathan Taylor can do it. And what's the stat you said? Since when?
The last 5 weeks.
Last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Lowest graded back in football. That's not good.
When this is a team that wants to run the ball, they've
right,
got a good offensive line. You've got the option, the ultimate option quarterback. It's tough.
I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor in this game, and just moving forward. I genuinely hope that he is playing through injury because people might look at it and be like, "What are you talking about? 96 yards on the ground? Like that's really good. Offensive line's blocking really well in front of him." 3.8 yards per carry average, didn't even have a 4.0 yards per carry average. His longest rush in this game was 9. So, I mean, it's decently healthy every time you give him the ball. It's like 4 yards. But, again, you're playing behind one of the top 3-5 offensive lines in football, even with all the injuries that they have there. So, you'd expect a little bit more explosiveness there from Jonathan Taylor, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you mentioned that offensive line, my most disappointing. I'll go on the other side. The Patriots' defensive line, 49.7 grade as a unit in this game, their lowest of the season. Generally, I've really liked the way their front seven has played most of the year, but struggled in this one. Guys like Keon White and Christian Barmore really struggled. Like 7 pressures and 1 hit, no sacks from their defensive line in this game. The Colts, they're a tough old line to play against. Even, they got a third-string center in there who graded well. Got Bernard Ryman back, Quentin Nelson pulling around, mauling people all the time. It was a struggle up front for the Patriots on defense in this game, and we saw that. I think even the 2-point conversion you mentioned, quarterback power. Let's go right at it. We think we're more physical than you, and we're going to win the game, and that's what the Colts did, and I think that was kind of representative of what went on for a lot of the day on that side of the ball.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below. So if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can become one today.